Hey, welcome back to another episode of Life Between Loads. It is week 14, the first week of the new semester, or as I like to call it, Spin Cycle Part 2. Because just when you thought you were finally dry and folded, life throws you right back into the wash. So Monday hit me like a ton of bricks. It's back to school. And man, these lectures are long this semester. Lecture days are 3 classes, 9 to 11, 11:30 to 1:30, 1:45 to 3:45. That's not a schedule. That's a slow rinse, deep clean, extra rinse cycle, rinse and fucking repeat. Our new classes this time around: radiation protection and biology, digital imaging, and procedures 2. Of course, the first day is all syllabus talk. Here's what to expect. Here's what we're learning. Blah, 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 blah. Now, Tuesday, back to clinicals. And before I even got started, I had to face a real test of responsibility. Did my water bottle that I left there for 10 days survive the whole time? And it did. It was right there where I left it. Shout out to those good people who mind their fucking business. They are the real MVPs. So this day I switched start times with a classmate, so I was 8 to 4:30 today, and it was busy. 29 total scans, 19 of them were x-rays, and finally got a comp on a routine 2-view chest. Actually, I got 2 of them back to back, so I got to pick the best picks that I was going to submit to my CI, which is my supervisor who's pretty strict on the grading. So now we're at 8 total comps and 1 for the new campaign. The goal is to have 10 by December, so the heat is officially on. So wrap up the day, go home, and then the wife and I hit a concert. Duran Jones and the Indications. Incredible show. Highly recommend. It was the perfect way to rinse off a long day of radiation exposures. Now Wednesday, back to the long lecture day. And this time, it's all real content. No syllabus bullshit. We're getting into the nitty-gritty quickly. Now, radiation protection is basically just a human biology class. Digital imaging, learning how the digital systems store and process the images. And then procedures 2. Right now, we're back at it with toes, foot, ankle, calcaneus, and tib fib. And luckily, I've seen 4 of those 5 in clinicals already, so I wasn't completely lost. But man, by hour 6 of the lectures, my brain just felt like a wrinkled sock at the bottom of the laundry basket. I just was barely hanging on. I honestly don't know how they expect us to still have any brain capacity left at 6 hours of lecture. I mean, that's just crazy. Anyways, enough crying. Thursday, back to my usual 2:30 to 11 p.m. shift at the clinical. Now this day was much slower than Tuesday. Only 11 total scans. I did get to scribe for a modified barium swallow for the first time, and that was really cool for a while. But then it just gets pretty repetitive, just writing down the same old saying. It was definitely wild to see the speech pathologist feed the different types of barium to the patient. Like there was like a thin one they would drink. There was like a thick one, like a yogurt that they would eat. They would put some like on a cracker and they'd mix it with like tuna. Just all these different things that like I'd never seen before. And honestly, seeing a patient's anatomy like in motion while swallowing was pretty fucking cool. But like I said, it was pretty slow after that. I mean, by the evening, we only had like a handful of x-rays total. Luckily, the CT tech brought in her projector, so we were able to watch Thursday Night Football. So, we got to pass the time like that at least. Not bad for a slow shift. Half radiology, half movie night. All we were missing were the snacks. Now, Friday, first lab of the new semester. We go over all the positioning for all the body parts that I mentioned earlier. There's like 14 or 15 views to memorize. Most of them are pretty similar though, so it doesn't seem too bad. And one of the instructors actually told us that this might be our easiest sim of the whole program, so I'm gonna take that W any day. Got some good practice in, wrapped it up, came home to tackle some homework in the quiz. Honestly, it took me a couple of days to get back into the swing of things, but After that week off, my brain was still in like delicate mode. I was like not ready for that full spin cycle yet, you know what I mean? But you know what? This week it like reminded me of something that is super important. No matter how many cycles that life is gonna throw at you, rinse, spin, repeat, like every load, it just comes out cleaner than the last. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta keep showing up, even when you're running on like fumes or low energy. You gotta keep going because it will pay off in the end. I'm learning that firsthand because at first I had no confidence in myself and now I am kicking ass. Anyways, enough of that. I'm gonna see y'all next week for another round of chaos. Maybe a few more clean comps. A boy can dream. Clean clothes, dirty thoughts. See you next load.